Hello and welcome to Tolaris University. In this video, we'll show you different group accesses within Express Entry. Now, we assume in this video that you have Express Entry installed, which you see in the middle of my screen here, that you have your handheld installed and connected, which you see on the far right of my screen. Now, the groups can be used to combine different accesses within your system. So let's go into Add Edit Info and see how that works. So we want to go under the tab called Groups. And under this group, by default, we have an all access group that gives you access to all the readers and all the zones. And we have a no access group that gives you access to none of the facilities within your system. Now we want to create a test group. So let's see test group. Now I also need a user to test this group. So let's go and edit Paul. And let's add him to this test group so that anything that happens to this test group should affect Paul. So let's go back into the groups. So the first thing I want to show us is how you can grant access to readers. So my reader is XBID 200. So I want to just add access to this reader under the test group. And remember that under the reader validations, we're going to have to create that validation and enable the validation for readers. So I'm assuming that Paul should have access to this reader right now. Let's see what happens. He has access to the reader. And just so that you know that this group functions, I go back under the test group. If I remove this reader, he should have no access to that reader. So let's give him access to that reader. And the next thing we want to test is the zones. So we can enable and add zones under each group. So let's see, the lobby is the zone that is this door is under. So let's just add access to that lobby. And remember that the reader validations, we need to add the zones as well. So we can go under the groups and see what happens. He has access to the zone, and just so that you see that that feature actually works, he won't have access if I take out that zone. Now the next thing that we can add is the time zones. So you can give access to a zone within a certain time frame, and this you can also add under a group. So let's add access to that lobby, but only on Tuesday and on Thursday. So today is Saturday, so he's not supposed to have access today. So let's see how that works if we add that particular time zone. And we have to go into the reader validations and we have to select time zones. So let's hit save. So let's see what happens when we present our badge. So it says not at this time because he doesn't have access on a Saturday. So let's go back into those groups and see what else we can do with the groups. The last thing that we can add on the groups is a holiday. So let's, for this time, just take away this particular time zone and just add access to the lobby itself. So I want to add access to a holiday and say, on this holiday, we're not expecting Paul to be around at all. So I created a holiday called test holiday. So let's just take a look at that holiday. And so I want him to have access. Let's say he wouldn't have access to the facility on 7th and on the 8th. So today is the 7th, so I'm not expecting him to have access today. So let's go back into the groups and see what happens when we add this particular holiday to the test group. So remember that all these different components can be put under the group, and this can be used to manage your facility. So let's also add the validation for holidays and hit save. And then let's present our badge. So you see it's not allowed on this particular holiday. And just so that you can see that that functions, let's go back into the test group. If I take out this holiday and hit save, he should have access. Now this brings an end to the demonstration of this feature. Please feel free to reach out to us at helpdesk@Tolaris.com for any technical queries or sales@Tolaris.com for any product inquiries. Thank you.